What's new, crew? If you're new, my name's Cassandra. Welcome to the Homestead. Today we are doing a couple of things. We are making two different types of cookies. We're gonna make a sourdough chocolate chip cookie and a sourdough peanut butter cookie. I have to make these for my husband's work party tomorrow, so I have to make sure these are done today, so we're gonna rock them out right away this morning. Today is also my last day at home before my big kids are home for break. Technically my kids have a half day tomorrow, however we have a wedding to go to tomorrow afternoon, so I'm picking my kids up early from their half day, and then we're going to be going to that wedding and of course the after party ceremony, I don't know, whatever, you know what I'm saying. We're gonna be gone all day tomorrow too. And then we head into winter break the next day. We're gonna be home. It's gonna be Christmas Eve. My house is kind of not super pulled together because we hosted our one and only Christmas event with the nieces and nephews over the weekend, where we did Christmas cookies and gingerbread houses and things. So things aren't totally pulled back together yet. So the plan for today is to make probably triple batches of these cookies so that my husband can bring some to work, but I can also have some here for the kids throughout the holidays and things. And of course we're gonna need cookies for Santa, plus pull my house together, get some laundry done, scrub bathrooms hopefully, and just do a little bit of a reset. I've made these sourdough chocolate chip cookies a handful of times, and I've learned that they work best if you can cool your dough before you scoop it. Even if that means you're like, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go sit outside my front porch for probably like 15 minutes or so, and then it'll be cooled enough, chilled enough where I can scoop it into balls. I think they bake better that way. You can throw them in your freezer for a couple minutes, throw them in your refrigerator for a couple minutes, whatever. But this is a good dough to make ahead of time if you wanna make this like on the 23rd and then keep it in your fridge overnight, and then the morning of Christmas Eve bake your cookies, or the night of Christmas Eve bake your cookies fresh for Santa. It works really well that way, so I think this would be a good recipe for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop out all of the cookie dough, put it into a different bowl, set it outside to chill, make my peanut butter recipe, which I've never made before, and I'm gonna chill that dough as well, so that way we'll have a good rotation going. I'll be able to put my peanut butter dough outside, bring in my chocolate chip ones, get those in the oven, and then keep rotating. So it should work pretty well. I only ended up doing a double batch. This recipe does not make a lot of cookies compared to like a typical cookie recipe. So a double batch of this recipe is basically like a normal batch of cookies. So also that disclaimer. So let's get this cookie dough outside and chilling. Okay, so this is gonna go outside just like this, basically for like, I don't know, 15-20 minutes or so, and it'll be good to go. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna drape a towel over the top of it because it is snowing outside right now, and I don't want any of that in my cookie dough. I'm putting it underneath a porch anyways, so like it's gonna be covered by the porch anyways. There's not gonna be snow in it, but just in case, we'll put a layer of something over it because other people other than my family are eating these cookies, so we're just gonna play it safe. Otherwise I probably wouldn't care to put a towel over it. Okay, now we're gonna move on to our peanut butter ones. Also a super simple recipe, not a lot of ingredients, which I really like. I think what I'm gonna do is half of these peanut butter cookies I'm going to leave plain just as peanut butter, and the other half of the cookies I'm gonna melt chocolate and drizzle melted chocolate over the top so that it takes a play of like those blossom cookies. That's what I started making for my kids a couple of years ago because my kids love blossom cookies and they're my favorite as well. However, I learned that my little kids, like my toddlers and stuff, which I had a lot of at the time, like all of my kids were basically toddlers, they would just eat the Hershey's Kiss on top and leave the cookie. But if I melt the chocolate and drizzle it over the top, they eat the whole cookie. So I started doing that a couple of years ago. It's actually cheaper. My kids actually eat it, and I think it actually works out better. So here we go. And if you wanted to, you could use white chocolate and then put some food coloring in it for like red and green stripes over the top if you wanted to make them a little bit more festive. I'm just gonna melt some chocolate chips, probably just plain chocolate. It's just a bunch of blue collar men eating these cookies. They don't care if they're pretty, they just want them to taste good. So peanut butter cookies is next. Just really wants to be by mom right now, and I talk with this all the time. My babies do not like to be worn, so I can't just strap her and keep going. The good news is I got both of the cookie doughs made. They're on the porch, they're cooling. So what I'm going to do is leave this mess. The only thing I'm gonna do is make sure my KitchenAid is unplugged, which it is, just in case my toddler comes toddling around, does some toddler things. It is unplugged. I'm going to take my KitchenAid down and probably just move it because I need to wipe it down. It's full of flour and stuff. I'm gonna leave this mess exactly as is, where is, until Juniper takes a nap or is going to be content hanging out by herself for a minute while I have a minute to clean this up. So I'm not really super concerned about it right now. The day is still young, even though I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. The day is still young. It's 9:45. So, and when my husband gets home, we can tag team things. And I know once my big kids get home, whatever I can't accomplish during the day as a family of 7, obviously Juniper isn't helping, but us 6, we can rock out a whole house clean in like 20 minutes. So I'm not super worried about it, but we're gonna go hang out with the babies for a while. My first batch of peanut butter cookies just came out of the oven. I'm gonna remake my chocolate chip cookie ones because I wasn't really thinking, and I put them in the oven before my oven was preheated. My oven beeps when it's preheated, and I thought I heard it beep, so I put my cookies in, but what I actually heard was my coffee pot turning off, and it beeped. My coffee pot also beeps when it turns off. So the cookies came out like really flat and really ugly looking. I know I said they're just blue collar guys, they don't care what they taste like or what they look like, but these ones are like crumbling apart on the ends. They still taste fine. Like Cleo had a cookie or two off of it. My kids will enjoy them just fine, but I don't want to send those with my husband, so I'm gonna remake those, but I'm just gonna remake them later because I'm really frustrated with myself that I even did that. And I'm kind of thinking that these peanut butter ones might be just enough for my husband to bring into work anyways. So I have 12 of them here. These are the ones that I'm gonna drizzle with melted chocolate over the top. So I'm just gonna put some chocolate chips in my bowl here, and then a little bit of coconut oil. This is what I put in it so it doesn't like seize up on me. And I'm just gonna melt this in the microwave and then drizzle it over the top. And then my husband can bring in these chocolate drizzled ones, some plain peanut butter ones, and then I'll probably still have some leftover peanut butter ones for the kids to have. I'll definitely drizzle the kids with chocolate because that's what they prefer. And then just my chocolate chip cookies that came out looking really rough. But other than that, I think it's okay. I was just thinking of too many things at once and wasn't really paying attention. Put them in the oven too early. Like at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. But there's that. I also got my dishwasher loaded, unloaded and loaded. Laundry's done. I got that rotating, and all I have to do is fold towels. So I'm gonna drizzle these. My next batch of cookies is already in the oven, and then I'm gonna go fold those towels. And then all I have to really do is like wipe everything down. I'm gonna vacuum mop my floors and scrub my bathrooms. So really, I'm feeling pretty good about where today is. And I also have to figure out what we're doing for dinner tonight. So definitely still some things on the to-do list today, but we're making progress and checking things off. So we're moving in the right direction. Yeah, Cleo. Cookie tray right now are chocolate peanut butter, our plain peanut butter, some cuddle cookies that I had left over from the other day, and I made a quick batch of cream cheese frosting, which is what Joe likes, and just frosted these really quick. And then when I remake my chocolate chip cookies, I'll put them here. We're gonna wrap the whole thing in tin foil or saran wrap, and Joe can bring it to work with him. I'm gonna throw a piece of tin foil over the top of it for now, put it up so that it stays, you know, good and whatever. And then once later today when I make those chocolate chip cookies, I'll put them here, and this tray will be complete for Joe to bring in for the Christmas party. This is what we got for the kids for chocolate peanut butter ones. That's what they prefer, so I made 2 batches of those. And then this is what we have left over for just plain peanut butter, just a couple for the kids for those. And we still have lots of cutout cookies that the kids decorated. Some of them are still plain. And then Cleo wanted lunch. She requested bacon. So I'm making Cleo a couple strips of bacon as well. Batch of chocolate chip cookies went much better than my oven was actually up to temperature. So our cookie tray is completely finished, and it is, what time is it? It's 10 after 2, so it was a little bit of a marathon today, but that is okay. The cookie tray is done, that's what's important. I caught up on laundry. My kitchen is mostly reset. Once Juniper is ready to take an afternoon nap, which should be here pretty quick, I'll rotate my dishwasher one more time. Then my kitchen will be reset for dinner. Dinner's gonna be really easy tonight. I have a steak in the fridge, a couple burger patties that I pre-pressed. We're gonna cook those up with some bacon. Be really simple, really easy. If the kids want, I'll make like some peas or something for them as well. I also have some leftover baked potatoes in the fridge that the kids had with dinner last night. So dinner should be super simple. I already scrubbed my bathrooms, which is great. So I'm pretty much where I wanted to be for the evening. So thumbs up to me. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with me here on the homestead, getting caught up, trying to tackle some things. Hopefully later tonight after kids go to bed, I'll be able to start wrapping some presents, and we'll be in a little bit of a better position heading into closer to Christmas. I hope you guys are tackling your to-do list. I know that seems to be a mile long this time of year, and I will catch you guys in another video.